a holiday collection of poetry by various poets, read by Wildling Darlings. Little Tree by E. E. Cummings. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree, you are so little. You are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest? And were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you. Because you smell so sweetly, I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would. Only don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all the year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Put up your little arms, and I'll give them all to you to hold. Every finger shall have its ring, and there won't be a single place dark or unhappy. Then, when you are quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see, and how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud. And my little sister and I will take hands, and looking up at our beautiful tree, we'll dance and sing, Noel, Noel. Mistletoe by Walter de la Mare. Sitting under the mistletoe, pale green fairy mistletoe, one last candle burning low. All the sleepy dancers gone, just one candle burning on. Shadows lurking everywhere. Someone came and kissed me there. Tired I was. My head would go nodding under the mistletoe. Pale green fairy mistletoe. No footsteps came, no voice, but only just as I sat there, sleepy, lonely, stooped in the still and shadowy air, lips unseen, and kissed me there. Before Christmas by Landis Everson. Almost the first reindeer shipped north by boxcar from Lapland, but a toy model got there first. A dwarf invented reindeer on his own. He was Santa's favorite. He hadn't known they already existed. This discouraged dwarf was close to taking his life, but Santa showed up, encircled by snow. He said, I will use the real reindeer for my sled, always in yoke to your original invention. That night the gears that turned the pole stopped and began to turn the other way. So it be so. My love is a toy model waiting for a reindeer to carry me. The Christmas Wreath. O Christmas wreath upon the wall, within thine ivied space, I see the years beyond recall. Amid thy leaves I trace the shadows of a happy past, when all the world was bright, and love its magic splendor cast o'er morn and noon and night. O Christmas wreath upon the wall, neath memory's tender spell, a wondrous charm doth o'er thee fall, and round thy beauty dwell. Thine ivy hath the satiny sheen of tresses I've caressed, the holly's crimson gleam I've seen on lips I oft have pressed. O Christmas wreath upon the wall, a mist steals o'er my sight. Dear hollowed wreath, these tears are all the pledge I now can plight to those loved ones whose spirit eyes shine down the flight of time. Around God's throne their voices raise to swell the Christmas chime. Christmas comes again. Let me be merry now, 'tis time. The season is at hand, for Christmas rhyme and Christmas chime close up and form the band. The winter fires still burn as bright, The lamplight is as clear, and since the dead are out of sight, what hinders Christmas cheer? Why think or speak of that abyss in which lies all my past? High festival I need not miss, while song and jest shall last. We'll clink and drink on Christmas Eve, our ghosts can feel no wrong. They revelled ere they took their leave, hearken my soldier's song. The morning air doth coldly pass, comrades to the saddle spring. The night more bitter cold will bring, ere dying, ere dying. Sweetheart, come the parting glass, glass and sabre clash, clash, clash. Ere dying, ere dying. Stirrup cup and stirrup kiss, do you hope the foe will miss? Sweetheart, for this loving kiss, ere dying, ere dying. The feast and revel of the year do ghosts remember long. Even in memory come they hear, listen my sailor's song. Oh my hearties, yo heave ho, anchors up in Jolly Bay. Hey, pipes and swipes, hob and knob, hey. Mermaid Bess and Dolphin Meg paddle over Jolly Bay. Hey, tars haul in for Christmas Day. For round the vassals deep we go, never church, never bell, for to tell of Christmas Day. Yo heave ho, my hearties oh. Haul in, mates, here we lay. Hey, his sword is rusting in its sheath, his flag furled on the wall. We'll twine them with a holly wreath, with green leaves cover all. So clink and drink when falls the eve, but comrades hide from me their graves. I would not see them heave beside me like the sea. Let not my brothers come again, as men dead in their prime. Then hold my hands, forget my pain, and strike the Christmas chime. A visit from St. Nicholas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down our brains for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there arose such a clatter. I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and a tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof, as I drew in my head and was turning around. Down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples how merry, His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Happy holidays, my darlings. A reading of the speech from Kate in the movie Gremlins. The worst thing that ever happened to me was on Christmas. Oh God, it was so horrible. It was Christmas Eve. I was 9 years old. Me and Mom were decorating the tree, waiting for Dad to come home from work. A couple of hours went by. Dad wasn't home, so Mom called the office. No answer. Christmas Day came and went, and still nothing. So the police began a search. 4 or 5 days went by. Neither one of us could eat or sleep. Everything was falling apart. It was snowing outside. The house was freezing. So I went to try to light up the fire, and that's when I noticed the smell. The firemen came and broke through the chimney top, and me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat or a bird, and instead they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He'd been climbing down the chimney on Christmas Eve, his arms loaded with presents. He was going to surprise us. He slipped and broke his neck. He died instantly, and that's how I found out there was no Santa Claus.